Hi there, thanks for coming back to the channel. My name is Mike Pitt. I make videos about business and crypto so you can grow your business, increase your profits and increase your portfolio. The title for today's video is Will El Salvador's Bitcoin bet pay off? That's what I'm going to discuss in this video. Before I get into the video, I'm going to put my socials on screen there, so if you're active on any of those platforms, follow me there, send me a message and I'll respond in the usual fashion. Okay, so let's give you a bit of context. September 2021, President Nayib Bukele, who's just this gentleman, introduced Bitcoin as legal tender in the world first. So no other country had introduced Bitcoin as legal tender at that point. And he started purchasing Bitcoins on behalf of the government. And from that moment on, he's now purchased, I'm speaking in March 2023, he's now purchased over 2,043 Bitcoins at an average cost of $35,000 to $40,000. Now, those of you with calculators and who follow the markets will say, well, hey, Mike, it's only around 23,000. I'll put on screen the current price of Bitcoin and you can see, yes, he's now facing unrealized losses of around $60 million. So that doesn't look great. If you were to stop the clock now and he was forced into selling all the Bitcoins that he bought on behalf of the people of El Salvador, it wouldn't have been a great move. So there is that. Now let me sort of delve into this a bit deeper. When he announced that Bitcoin was to be legal tender in September 21, he also announced there was going to be a new Bitcoin city, and there's some visuals drawn of that, and I made reference to that. I remember making a TikTok and a short about that, and I'll link to that. It's not actually been built yet, but that was the plan in September 2021. And he also gave all citizens the opportunity to experience Bitcoin for themselves by creating a Shivo app and a Shivo wallet, and giving all citizens of El Salvador $30, a $30 gift to get them, to encourage them to adopt Bitcoin and to use the wallet. And lots of people, understandably, did take the $30 gift and use the Shivo app and the Shivo wallet. And once they'd spent the $30, most of them stopped using the Bitcoin and obviously the Shivo app and the Shivo wallet. All shops, all businesses were mandated to receive payments in Bitcoin, and this was part of the rollout that Bukele had planned. And now, as we speak, in March 2023, only around 20% of businesses are actually receiving payments in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin usage across the population is very low. And there's a lot of evidence and data to suggest that most people just redeem the $30 bonus, and then after that they've not really had any use or have not made use of Bitcoin at all. Where does this leave Bukele? Well, those of you who watch the channel on a regular basis and understand how the markets move in terms of Bitcoin and bear markets and bull runs, etc., will know that, and this is very much my opinion as well, if Bukele is able to hold on to the Bitcoin and not forced by any sort of legislative move or moved by the IMF to put pressure on El Salvador, if there's none of those moves, no forces impacting him, he'll be able to hold on to the Bitcoin at least until either the bull run that I believe will accompany the Bitcoin halving of March 2024. So if he can hold on till around that time or afterwards, he's probably going to see a profit on the Bitcoin, because it will the price will rise again, and then he'll look like a genius if it surpasses the 40,000 average price that he's paid for the Bitcoins. But at the moment, it seems like an extremely bold move. The guy must have some kahunas, big kahunas, to actually invest on behalf of a country. It's one thing to be a Michael Saylor, for example. And Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy is one of the most famous Bitcoin maximalists around the world, and has bought literally thousands of Bitcoin for his company and also in his own personal account. But he's doing that as a company. He's not doing that as a politician leading a country. Now, Bukele and the Bitcoin strategy has been well documented, and some of the benefits of that has been an increase in tourism. Tourism to the sector, tourism to El Salvador is up, I think, 80%. and that's a lot of crypto tourism, people coming, visiting the country because of their adoption and enthusiasm for Bitcoin and the much vaunted Bitcoin city that I mentioned that's in planning and it's not yet been built. So more tourists are coming to the country, and people are very interested in watching the emerging case study, if you like, of Bitcoin as legal tender. There was a move by another country, I think it was the Central African Republic, to also establish Bitcoin as legal tender. I think they retrenched a bit from that stage at the moment, but initially there was definitely a move for them to copy what was happening in El Salvador. And there was a conference of, I think, 40 nations visited Bukele in El Salvador to learn lessons from the rollout process and how that had been implemented in El Salvador so that they could do it in their countries. So there's been a lot of talk, a lot of discussion. It was a very, very bold move, as I say, by Bukele to invest on behalf of the country. It's one thing to invest on behalf of yourself as a crypto investor or as a company like MicroStrategy, but to invest on behalf of a country that has large loans with the International Monetary Fund, it needs to make debt repayments on. So Bukele's position around Bitcoin and investment in Bitcoin has raised the eyebrows in lots of Western economies and the International Monetary Fund, and lots of people are sort of criticizing him and thinking that he's rolled the dice and it's probably too much of a risk to take, and their economic position is not improving. So that's the economic backdrop. What do I think? I think that, as I've hinted at couple of minutes ago, if he's able to stay with and hold on to his Bitcoin until the bull run, I think that that's going to end up turning into a very profitable move by sort of mid 2024, and he'll be okay. But there are other economic concerns within the country that won't be addressed. Bitcoin, investing in Bitcoin is not a panacea for all the economic problems in El Salvador, but I think in terms of that part of his strategy, his party's approach, I think that's going to be vindicated, but I don't think that solves everything that's wrong with El Salvador at the moment in economic terms. So that's my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching all the way through. If you like this video, please give me a like. Click on one and two thumbnails to watch another video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one. Peace.